I hosted a New Year's stream and was donated $185 to make this video. So, shout out to Captain Sawsbuck or Bubbleman on Discord for that. Even though he could have just become a patron and gotten the video idea regardless, along with even more rewards. Don't worry, my guy. I really appreciate the immense support. It helps out quite immensely. And with that, let's just start the video. So the hero archetype has always been relevant ever since the inception of Stratos, masked heroes coming into existence, and now Destiny Hero Malicious being used in an immense amount of top cut strategies. You also have Shadow Mist, which has become a huge essential piece in masked hero strategies and just any type of deck that wants to turbo out Dark Law, as you can easily abuse this card in order to do so. But one hero many people forget about nowadays, however, with the inception of Xyz summoning became relevant, was Elemental HERO Bubbleman. This card was used in various strategies for its versatility with masked heroes and XYZ summoning. And with that, in today's video, I'll be going over the history and my analysis of Elemental HERO Bubbleman in Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitive play. So to start, Elemental HERO Bubbleman is a level 4 Water Warrior effect monster with 800 attack and 1200 defense and the following effect. If this is the only card in your hand, you can special summon it from your hand. When this card is summoned, you can draw 2 cards. You must control no other cards and have no cards in your hand to activate and to resolve this effect. So to get it out of the way, the second effect is very gimmicky and really shouldn't usually come up. This 100% can come up, especially considering you have so much access to this card, making it something you can definitely top deck into, but it won't usually come up. However, to be fair, its first effect can make the second effect better, as you can top deck it, special summon it, and draw 2 for free. Or top deck Emergency Call to search and then special it, or a hero lives and special summon it out on the field by paying the cost of half your life points, but it is definitely one of the best top decks you can have. This isn't why we played this card, however, and really the big purpose of this card is it's one of the few hero monsters that can special summon itself. This is 100% relevant, as sure, Malicious can summon another copy of itself from the deck by banishing itself from the grave, but you already need to somehow put it in the graveyard for it to be live. Yes, there are plenty of cards nowadays that do this that you want to use that are, for example, Armageddon Knight, Dark Grepher, Vision Hero Vion, etc. But also Malicious is a level 6. It's a brick in hand, and really back in the day, you wouldn't play Malicious for the same reason you play Bubbleman. They are 2 completely separate cards with different purposes. Even though they're both cards that want to put monsters on the field, there are differences that are distinct between these 2 monsters. One difference is Bubbleman just requires you to have it to be the only card in your hand. This might seem difficult at first, but becomes very easy when you look at it through your deck building. If you play a deck with very minimal monsters and a bunch of spells and traps, you can make this card live in hand pretty easily. This is why you would see a trend in deck building when playing Bubbleman, usually 6 to 12 monsters in the main deck. Back in the day, we would have many power spells like I've already mentioned, Emergency Call, and we would also have a Hero Lives, but as well we would have cards like Miracle Fusion being played, and other cards like the Warrior Returning Alive. We would have other cards as well like Super Poly, and just overall there are so many cards that you would want to set in Elemental Heroes that Bubbleman became that much better and much more effective in summoning it. But like I've already mentioned, what made this very easy to pull off in order to summon Bubbleman was really the fact we had amazing power spells Elemental Heroes had specifically to their advantage. There were quite a few cards that I've already mentioned. For example, Emergency Calls a Rhoda for Elemental Heroes. A Hero Lives is a special summon from deck, or you can also call it an emergency teleport from deck. Regardless of paying half your life points, you still get to summon any hero monster from your deck, which is absolutely amazing for the archetype. Back in the day, we would have Miracle Fusion, which was a big power card in Elemental Heroes because of the fact that it would put a fusion monster on the field for free. Remember, back in the day, the game was much slower, and so being able to banish materials from your graveyard is super effective in summoning very big monsters and very powerful monsters at that. E-Emergency Call also has another purpose of special summoning Bubbleman from your hand. You can set E-Emergency Call and then do all your plays, and at the end you can use E-Emergency Call to get the Bubbleman and special summon it. So it's another way of summoning a Bubbleman. However, what's also cool is you draw a Bubbleman and E-Emergency Call and 3 other spells and traps. You can set those 3, set the E-Emergency Call, special Bubbleman, use E-Emergency Call, and then search another Bubbleman, special summon it, and from there you have a rank 4 play on field without even using your normal summon. Another power card in this deck is, for example, Super Poly, that could use monsters on your field and monsters on your opponent's field in order to summon your elemental heroes. With all these cards that I'm referring to, more specifically Miracle Fusion and Super Poly, were mainly cards played in a deck called Bubble Beat. I'll explain more about that deck later. 2 reasons why you would play Bubbleman specifically over other elemental heroes that could special summon themselves is because of 2 reasons. 1, it's a level 4, and later on, the second would be it's a water typing. It being level 4 was huge for this card, as the archetype really wanted to utilize Xyz monsters for a while because Bubbleman was so good at putting them out on the field for the archetype. Remember, if you a hero lives into Stratos, for example, with Bubble Beat, Stratos could then search for a Bubbleman from your deck, and from there that would be a 1-card rank 4 play. However, as well, the fact that it was a water typing became relevant because of the fact Totally Awesome was a card, and that card could be summoned out with the card known as Bahamut Shark. Bubbleman became even more relevant just because of this water typing, and it was being played regardless, but just because this card was a water typing made it even better. Another reason why its water typing was so good is because you also have access to one of the most powerful masked heroes, Masked Hero Acid, which for those who don't know has the following effect. Must be special summoned with mask change and cannot be special summoned by other ways. When this card is special summoned, destroy all spell and traps cards your opponent controls, and if you do, all monsters they control lose 300 attack. This is absolutely amazing, as you're already playing mask change regardless with Shadow Mist and that whole package to turbo out Darklaw. So with this, masked heroes also have utility just because you're playing Bubbleman regardless, and having an in-theme Harvey's Feather Duster is nothing to scoff at. The main reason why Bubbleman was ever relevant in the first place was because of how it was so easy to use with XYZ summoning. This card only became relevant because of Xyz summoning and was prominently featured in decks like Bubble Beat and Masked Heroes. So Bubble Beat is named off of the card himself and was a very good deck at the time that even won a YCS, which was YCS Costa Rica 2013. It was a control XYZ based strategy that also utilized fusions that really took advantage of Stratos, Bubbleman, Neos Alias, and the synergy these cards had with Miracle Fusion, Gemini Spark, Super Poly, and all of the amazing elemental hero cards you could play, and just the amount of power cards you could play along with the powerful extra deck was absolutely amazing for elemental heroes at the time. Then we have Masked Heroes, which after the release of the hero structure deck became a big deal with cards like Darklaw and the Shadow Mist making the deck relevant again. This deck would focus on turboing out Darklaw as soon as possible, but Bubbleman was played to give the deck more speed and making rank 4s. As well, it's an in-theme way of putting out another level 4, again to turbo out rank 4s. Like for example, Traptrix Rafflesia could be a card played. However, initially you wouldn't necessarily play Traptrix Rafflesia because it didn't come out until Breakers of Shadow. Eventually, this would evolve into a totally awesome Masked Hero deck relying on Bubbleman even more and making it even more essential in turboing out Bahamut Shark into totally awesome. Overall, while not seeing much play anymore, considering we have links that make heroes play very differently, for example PK heroes as a recent and Dark Warrior decks in general, and the fact is you can make Gumblar plus Darklaw turn 1, which is a very hard board to deal with considering the fact that Darklaw will banish all of your opponent's cards, but at the same time you would also have cards like Gumblar to discard for, and so making it even harder to out those types of boards. However, regardless of the fact Bubbleman hasn't been seeing as much play, its ease of use and just overall history makes Bubbleman 100% still a decent card and should definitely be watched out for in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed.
And I hope Captain Saucebuck enjoyed this video as well, gosh darn it.
If you guys want to support me further than just watching my YouTube videos, go down into the description and support me on Patreon. It helps out quite immensely. As well, if you guys want to join me and other members of the BladeYGO community further than just the YouTube comment section, go down into the description and join my Discord server. I'd love to have you guys there. If you guys want to be featured in the next video with your comment and your idea, go down into the description and comment down below. And with that, I'll pick one and you might just be the person to be featured. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and with that, I hope to see you soon.